very interesting subject, Sharon, and very close to my heart. I've been doing research on building the best data centers suitable for Indian climate, Indian environment, as well as Indian social security systems, as well as the infrastructure that we have here, whether it is power or security or the efficiency of the lawmaking agencies, etc. So it's a quite different scenario when it comes to India compared to the Western world. In India, the key differences, of course, are in the way the power that we have. It becomes a national news if there is a power outage of an hour or in a year in a country like the United States, whereas we have probably that every day happening here. Low voltage, the dip in voltages, these are a quite common phenomenon in India. Number one. Second, in the US, you don't need. In the US or fully developed countries like UK, etc., you don't need to have a separate security infrastructure laid out for you. The state takes care of it. The systems are so advanced that in a few seconds, you could make sure that the help is available in case of any forced intrusion, etc. Versus us taking a few days to a few months for a basic investigation to begin or complete whatever. So there is a huge difference in the way India operates as well as the Western world operates, and we felt at CtrlS that we should have a different kind of a data center, not just imitate what is happening in the Western world. And in the globally, tier 3 data centers are quite popular, but we felt that tier 3 is not enough for Indian environment given these set of conditions. For the criticality of the data, especially of large financial institutions, banks, etc., or telecom companies, we felt that tier 4 is the answer for India. If you take a financial institution, it is not possible to take a broking company. It is not possible to locate it outside a major city like Mumbai. Within Mumbai, they want to be as close as possible to the stock exchange, for example. Right. So practically, there are a lot of other considerations like availability of bandwidth. Different carriers need to be there for a data center to be operational. Availability of manpower because thousands of servers and high critical network switching, caching appliances. There are hundreds of different types of appliances in thousands of numbers are located in data centers usually, and they need different skill sets available which can't be employed at the same time in a data center. So they have to be accessible in a close by location, making it virtually impossible for a third-party colo provider like us, commercial colo service providers, or a managed services company like us to position the data centers in a remote location. Yes, once the volumes go up over a period of time, probably some parts of these applications, some of these applications which will still work in a remote location, given these constraints, could be moved out to a idle plant location or a location where the solar plant could be established. Very interesting, actually. I've been thinking about the CIO's role, what's happening with that role over a period of time. We have seen that CIO was, or the key value add from him was to run the business apps till a few years ago. Make sure that their ERP system is always available. That's his key, or core banking is always available. That was his key value addition to that company till a few years ago. That's going through a huge change because these uptimes, given the kind of infrastructure development which happened in the vendor space like us, giving a tier 4, blah blah, and a good infrastructure management capability, IT infrastructure management capabilities, as well as in-house the traditional system integrators, the traditional model also got matured. It's a given now that any system would work Now the businesses are demanding, placing demands on CMO, that how you can help me do a better, deliver a better products or services to the business using IT than my competitor. That's the role I believe the future CMO is going to take up. And he would outsource, or in the traditional model, to a system integrator or managed services provider, or a new age model of outsourcing to a cloud and getting better efficiencies, etc., agility and other benefits. Either which way, or do a hybrid between the two. And he should reduce his time which is being spent on those, and then should start focusing on how he can help the business. Start spending more time with the chairmen, with the board, with the CEO, and the business leaders, and then figure out how he could help them. What you said about a CMO or another CXO could directly deal with the vendors, I don't think that is so easy for them. While some of them could do it very progressive, very knowledgeable ones, but what CIO brings onto the table is in-depth understanding of IT and different capabilities of IT and what different parts of IT can do for the business. That knowledge is basic necessity for somebody to derive the benefits of it for the business. So, to answer to your query about whether this role is diminishing, I would say it is increasing the role of the CIO towards making him as a business leader and an important board member, I would say. It looks logical. If you look at on the face of it, yes, because they are massive in size and they have a skill set. As all they have to do is build a data center, which looks very simple. What I have seen during the last 5 years, this was my major concern as well. When they could start a data center, they're large companies, right? I mean, how am I going to sustain it? Then I looked at the global map. What happened to the system integrators? Are they the ones who are leading in the data center operations and delivery, or there are some other new companies which have come up? The answer is the new companies which have come up, which are focused on data centers. Whether it is Amazon, who's selling books, etc., retail got into it and become one of the largest companies in this space, or whether it is all the market leaders. If you see the top 10 market leaders, there is not a single system integrator there. Why is it so? Because the entire the thinking of the entire management team is completely different in a data center. The offerings, while they look on the face of it the same, yes, they deliver the similar services, but what goes into delivering those is completely the approach, the people, the training that they receive is completely different from a traditional system integration approach. Five years ago, any Indian MNC would be hosting in one of his countries, either Europe or in US. The closest that they have come was Singapore. But today, we are signing up a number of clients who are MNCs operating in India. And they're all active, they're all comfortable of outsourcing to an Indian service provider. Yes, initially there was an extremely cautious approach of wherein they used to take 6 months to do a due diligence, more than what my investor would have done, and to go through each and every aspect of the way that we conduct our business. Not just uptime, but including environment, health, safety, security, the firefighting systems. They've gone through detailed due diligence these days. But today, the decision cycles are a few months. They've become extremely comfortable for the fact that there are many other MNCs who are posted there and happy, and they're now just taking the references, and the decision-making cycle is reducing, and the volumes are going up. That's what I've seen. As far as the US enterprises coming into India, the trend that we've started, is not from US, but From Gulf, it has already started. From the Gulf region, there are many companies which are doing a disaster recovery kind of services from our data centers in India. We've just started a pilot project in the US. We have taken a data center space, and we started exploring various verticals to be serviced. Yes, there are Indian MNCs operating in US, a number of them. For them, we have a sweet spot, of course, and we're also exploring a hybrid service delivery model using the data center in US and in India. I would still say that it's in a very early stage.